Robert Downey Jr. returns as Doctor Doom. This has been kind of received with mixed emotions, right? Some people being super excited about it because it's like, oh, the Iron Man variant, it finally becomes Doctor Doom in the multiverse. We can do anything about it. I'm kind of on the other side, where you just finished this greatest character ever. And he's even on record. I remember he did this interview with Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan was like, hey, like with this whole multiverse thing and bringing people back to life, you could make a return. And I get it. He was kind of referring to his role as Iron Man when he says like, oh, you know what? Why would I ever, tarnish something that was done so well? And in my opinion, it's almost kind of the same thread where it's like, you did this role amazing, right? People think you're actually Iron Man in real life. You did that role that well that if we see anyone else play Iron Man ever in the future, it'll just feel weird. Almost like where Hugh Jackman is with Wolverine, where it's like, we just can't replace you. You've built this identity and this is perfect. We want you here for as long as we can. And we did that until he dies in Endgame. So my whole stance about this is, I think Marvel's trying to get away with not inventing and developing our love into new people, right? When Thor, Captain America, Iron Man started, even Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, we didn't know who the hell they were. We didn't know the comic book stories behind most of them. And then slowly, one movie at a time, we developed this relationship, right? It was this slow burn up until their kind of peak, which was Infinity War Endgame. Now, obviously, when you're that sky high, you're bound to fall back down, which we are clearly at right now. So bringing him back almost feels like this desperation move. Now, don't get me wrong. It's going to be amazing. I do not doubt that. I think it's going to be probably one of the greatest Marvel movies ever. Him finally playing the bad guy. Who says no? Now, I'm not upset, right? But it's just like, you could have had Cillian Murphy. Maybe you bring in someone else that we don't really know that well. And maybe they just absolutely kill it. And we fall in love with that villain. People loved Thanos. We didn't really know who he was for a while. And they recasted him halfway through the first whatever stage or whatever they called it. And then we were like, oh my gosh, this villain's amazing. Now, I don't think this will be kind of like he shows up in multiple movies. The role may even not be that big, but then that'll just be weird. So I take that back. But I get it, bringing the Russo brothers back, direct a new movie where it's like, okay, you know what? Director-wise, we don't really see them, right? We see the style, we see the continuity and the storytelling, and that is something that's a big part of it. But overall, I get it. When things aren't going great, you kind of just want to pull out your ace and just be like, all right, I didn't want to have to use this, but fuck it. Here we are.